Let's say there's two options. Let's say there's nothing to hunt. Let's say there's human meats and human products or going vegan. Which one would you choose?
Honestly, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. We're getting.
But can you answer the question though?
I choose neither.
Would you go vegan? Would you go vegan or eat humans? Between those two options,
I would starve. I would starve.
So you would rather starve than be vegan?
Yes, sir. I mean, have you seen vegans? They're pretty much starving mostly already.
Is this guy starving?
Hey, some of them do it right.
Do I look like I'm starving,
Hey,
man? Hey, how's it going? How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Happy to hear that, man. I'm doing good. Where are you from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Awesome, man. Let me ask you like a hypothetical question, man. Let's say we were like raising a bunch of humans into existence and then like slaughtering them and turning them into sandwiches. Would you see yourself paying for that? Would you think it would be ethical to pay for that?
I mean, probably not.
So you would say it would be unethical to give your money to like a human holocaust?
I'd agree so.
Yeah. Are you personally vegan?
No.
So you don't see it as unethical to give your money to like an animal slaughter on a mass scale?
I mean, at the end of the day, we are the apex predator of the planet, and that's just the cycle of life. Do you go and tell the lion that he can't eat the gazelle?
Well, I can't reason with a lion, but I can reason with you.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we evolved past the lion, and that is how we have grown to survive. It is in our DNA, and I'm not saying I think they can handle things more properly in the sense of having more standards for the farms, for cattle, more free pasture for the chickens, things of that nature. I can get behind that, but I can't get behind a meatless society, if that's where you're going.
Okay, so let me ask you this, man. What is true of animals that if it was true of humans would justify doing what we do to animals to humans?
The only difference is we are at the top of the food chain, and
no, that's a category error. That wouldn't be an answer to the question
but
because
at the end of the day, that is the category. No,
because remember the question is this: you said something true of us. You said because we are the apex predator. I'm not asking what's true of us. I'm asking what's true of animals that if it was true of humans would make it okay to turn humans into sandwiches. Understand the question?
I mean, I understand the question. You don't typically see animals eating their own. That's how I look at it. We wouldn't eat our own. That's kind of just where I'm at on things. I understand your perspective, and I agree where you're going. I think the way we farm animals and the way that we hunt them needs to get standardized and have a lot more regulations. But at the end of the day, I cannot get behind a veganism approach.
Okay, so you mentioned like cannibalism. Cannibalism does occur in nature, by the way. Are you aware that cannibalism does occur in nature?
At some scale, but not at that's where they get their only food source from scale.
So you would say that what would make it unethical for you, like unethical enough for you not to give your money to it is the fact that it is cannibalism in the case of humans, but it is not cannibalism in the case of animals.
There is cannibalistic societies out there. If you go deep into the Amazon, there's cannibals. There's all sorts of different things. That is just not our culture, right?
Do you morally approve of it?
Everyone's culture is their own. I do not have a stance on whose culture is right, who is wrong. I know my own culture, and I do not pass judgment on others for their choices.
So if another culture, you saw another culture like you're stabbing a bunch of innocent humans and eating them, you would see no moral issue with that because it's not your culture?
No, there's obviously an issue there, but is it my duty to step in? Not necessarily. Am I going to go across the ocean into another country to go fight their battles? Absolutely not. If that was occurring in front of my face, obviously I would do something to do it, but I'm only going to pick the battles that are in front of me. I do not worry about elsewhere.
But let's say you could do something about it and it would be very convenient and easy for you. Let's say you could do like this. You could flick your fingers and end cannibalism in that society. Would you do it, or would you let cannibalism occur like eternally?
See, I mean, that's a very loaded question at the end of the day because that's not reality, right?
It doesn't matter. I'm just testing your. I just want to understand your values, your moral values.
Yes, I would. But do I have a say in it, or could I change it realistically? No. So do I let it concern me? No. That's kind of my stance.
But you do give your money right now to like a holocaust, an animal holocaust. So I just want to understand
what sense? What animal holocaust am I donating to? I'm unaware of.
You know the definition of holocaust?
The what?
The definition of the word holocaust?
Yes, it's a mass slaughtering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you like would it be the case that animals are slaughtered on a mass scale for food?
I'm at the end of the day, yes. Are they? The way you're phrasing it is a little, I think, far out, a little scaled, as in a holocaust, that they are being persecuted, that they are being slaughtered.
It doesn't entail that.
They are born for that reason. it's not like they're taking these, in some cases they do take the animals from the wild, but most of our food products come from farm-raised animals that are bred for that purpose.
So let me ask you this, man. If we were doing exactly that same thing, everything else equal, but instead of animals, it was humans, would you call that a Holocaust, or you wouldn't use that word? That specific question right now.
Yes.
You would call it a Holocaust?
Yeah.
So I just don't see why I would call it a Holocaust in the human case, but not in the animal case.
Can an animal talk to you?
No, but some humans cannot talk to us either, right? There's mentally disabled humans, there are humans that are mute, that can't talk, there's very small children that can't talk either. I wouldn't be fine holocausting them either.
Stephen Hawking didn't talk, but yet look at him. See, so they are still able to communicate. We have no way to communicate with these animals. To us, their only source is food. I mean, obviously, they help the ecosystem. Everything needs to be in balance. You can't go mass slaughtering. You can't overkill a population. That's what I'm saying. The regulations, if the regulations are in place so populations aren't getting killed off to extreme, extinction isn't happening, I am totally for that. But to say it completely stopped, I don't ever see that happening or being a realistic thing.
Really? I think it's inevitable. I think that inevitable that the world's gonna go vegan. Like not just because of how it is like a moral emergency, like a horrible ethical issue that we're like committing animal cruelty with these beings, but I think also technologies around the corner are gonna make the meat industry obsolete, like lab-grown meat, stuff like that. But that's another question. Like right now, what I'm trying to debate is like it is a moral obligation to go vegan right now. Like personally, you would go vegan. Like let's say if the only option was between being vegan or consuming plant-based products in conjunction with human products. Let's say like there was human products in the market. Would you go vegan, or would you like support human products because they're widely available?
I would go hunt my own food.
Let's say.
But at the end
Let's say there's two options. Let's say there's nothing to hunt. Let's say there's human meats and human products, or going vegan. Which one would you choose?
Honestly, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. We're getting
that specific question right there. I just want to understand your values. If everything else was equal, but instead of farming animals, we were farming humans, would you go vegan overnight, or would you continue to support human agriculture?
This has gone way too far into hypothetical.
Can you answer the question or no?
I'd like to. I'm done with the interview. Thank you.
You don't want to answer the question?
No, sir. I think it's crazy talk. There's no reason for that.
Crazy how? Because I'm just testing the logical basis for your position. Because this is the thing, man.
You're creating unrealistic standards here. You cannot create hypotheticals where there's only two options. You know that's not realism. You understand? Only eat human products or go vegan. That's a loaded question. I will never go vegan. I don't understand. I will never eat human products, and that's where I stand at the end of the day.
I don't understand how it matters if it's a hypothetical. hypotheticals are useful in in ethics, because they help like determine what your values are. Have you heard like the trolley problem? If there's like a trolley and you can like you can pull a lever and you can change tracks so it kills one person instead of 10 people. These are like hypotheticals that are using logic to understand people's values.
Yeah,
I'm asking these questions to understand your values.
Those are see, that is much more 1 or 10. See that? You can put that in numerical. It's eat human or go vegan, which is very, outlandish, no?
Well, can you answer the question though?
I choose neither.
Would you go vegan? Would you go vegan or eat human? Between those two options,
I would starve.
So you would rather starve than be vegan?
Yes, sir. Have you seen vegans? They're pretty much starving mostly already.
Is this guy starving?
Hey, some of them do it right.
Do I look like I'm starving, man?
If you go where I'm from, every vegan is malnourished. They are not taken care of.
That's not true, man. There's vegan athletes. Like if you take a look at the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, let me please respond to your false claims.
Yes,
if you take a look at the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics peer review statement on vegan diets, they're the largest organization of nutritional experts on earth. They came to the conclusion, according to all the available evidence, that plant-based diets not only are nutritionally adequate throughout all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, childhood, like athletes, they provide health benefits. As long as you consume a well-planned diet and you supplement with B12, stuff like that, you're gonna be healthy and you can be vegan, man. That's bullshit that you're gonna starve yourself. But I just want to understand this. This is an ethical conversation. It's not about nutrition, man. It's an ethical. I just want to understand what's the morally significant difference between us and animals that justifies holocausting animals but not humans.
We're conscious.
Define conscious.
We are able to communicate with one another. Obviously, we cannot communicate with those interspecies. And since we are at the top of the food chain, once again, we are the apex predator. That is what you don't. Are you going to go tell the lion not to hunt the gazelle?
I'm in favor of abolishing predation. That's a separate question.
That's my question
but
for you.
You provided two traits. You provided consciousness and communication. So let me ask you this: if we found a bunch of like humans, let's say we found marginal cases of humans that had consciousness levels and communication levels to the degree of cows. Let's say they were mentally disabled, like intellectually disabled humans. Would it be ethical to Holocaust them for sandwiches?
No.
That's a logical contradiction.
Yes, sir. But I'd like to...
Do you understand that's a logical contradiction?
Yes, sir. I'd like to get back to my time on the beach. I am done with the interview. I appreciate your time. I support you guys and everything you're doing. I just agree to disagree on this.
Do you agree that your moral system as it stands now has a logical contradiction in it?
I mean, it can contradict all it want. I'm happy with my life. I'm out here on the beach, man, living life. And
from contradiction, couple of things. From contradiction, anything follows. So with your moral system, you can justify anything. You can justify rape. You can justify infanticide because you have a contradiction in your moral system. That means that every proposition can be true and false at the same time because you already let in one contradiction. And also, you want to enjoy. By the way,
we are talking about veganism.
You want to enjoy your time on the beach.
Do not scale this out to rape. Do not scale this out to murder. We're talking about veganism.
Well,
so
animals are raped. Animals are raped in the dairy industry.
I've never seen that. I've never.
You haven't heard about artificial insemination?
Man, like I said, I appreciate your guys' time. I would like to conduct the interview. I'd appreciate if you would stop recording me, my man.
We can respect and leave so you can enjoy your time on the beach. But animals want to enjoy their lives, and you're paying for their torture, their Holocaust. So I recommend you watching the documentary Dominion on YouTube, man. So you see the standard practice of what happens to animals. Ask yourself if you want to support that.
I'll go do that, and maybe my views will change. But at this time, man, I would just like to carry on with my day. Thank you very much.
Animals would like to carry on with their lives, man. So just think of the victims, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Don't be selfish and think of the animals.